Hello everybody and welcome to BOKUBEN We Never Learn episode 10. 10 is 10. 10 anime review. This episode we finally got introduced to the purple haired girl. We're like 3 episodes from the end. About time, better late than never I guess, but she's once again I don't dislike her. I was really annoyed when I didn't dislike her because I like all of them, all 5 of them. Like usually I dislike at least one, but no, I guess that's a good thing because it makes the best girl waifu war more interesting, that's to say the least. So it's summer break and he's taking a summer course at some building. I don't know what it is, probably like a college campus or something, but it's the building, that's the gist of it. And he meets, his seatmate is purple hair, her name is, I think it's Asami, I wrote it down, Asami, yeah. And basically he thinks that she's a young child because she's small, and she's actually older than him. She's like a year or 2 older than him. So, yeah, that was pretty funny. I like her. She's kind of got, maybe not full tsundere, but she's like, I like her. I think she's a good character. But yeah, this little intro part where they meet, when she showed up, I was like, yes, thank you. Just because I've been waiting for weeks for her to be introduced, and it took forever. But better late than never. That's where we're at. He cannot follow this class because it's really difficult. The teacher keeps erasing the thing. They just go, 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 they've got to get it done quick. They're not getting paid by the hour. They probably are getting paid by the hour, but that's besides the point. Then Asami helps him out, gives him his notebook, gives him her notebook. That's easy for me to say. So like he's like, you know what? She's alright. She's a nice gal. And then leaves the place. Didn't get to say thank you or whatever because she just zoomed out of there. And he's like, oh no, I'm lost and I'm in a shady area. And then 2 big muscle men come and grab him and take him to a place. It's a maid cafe is where they take him. I bet you can see where this is going. Yeah, it goes where you think. Asami is a maid there. And she comes in all doing the hello, kawaii desune thing. But then she sees him and is like, ugh, like that. And that's what happens, I could have sworn I could have seen her being a maid. I was like, is it in the opening or something, her dressed in a maid outfit? Or did I just see her and think maid? Because if that's true, I have a great 6th sense for this kind of things, apparently. So she's a really good maid, apparently. Everyone likes her and everything. That's good. He sees her exam results because she gets to study. That was another thing, she gets to study if it's not busy. So, he sees her exam results. She's trying to be a doctor or a medical something. I think it's just a doctor she wants to be. He sees her results. She's not doing very well. Shocker. Guess what? He teaches her how to science better. And this happens for the next few days as well. I'm checking my notes to make sure. Yep, he comes over the next few days, constantly helps her study. The other maids and the big burly men are just looking like this is a good thing, because then he is... The way they word it is like they're like, if he helps out, then she won't leave because she's getting bad grades. What I think is going on is like, oh, they need to hook up, they need to be a thing. That's what I think that they're thinking, the maids and the big burly men. I could be wrong though, I could be just making something of nothing, which is, I think it happens a lot in these harem shows, making something of nothing. But really, we're making something of something that they want us to think is nothing, but it's actually something. A bit later on, he runs out of he's just walking through. He runs into some guy, and turns out this guy ends up being her dad because she walks up in a maid outfit. He's like, why are you wearing a maid outfit? So her dad doesn't know she's working at a maid cafe, which is, always fun. They all go to her house, which is in the back of the dad's clinic. Or they go to the clinic. They go to the clinic, and he asks essentially what the outfit, what's the deal with the outfit after introducing themselves and everything. She says it's one of my boyfriend's kinks, essentially. So A, pretended that he's her boyfriend. B, says that he's into maids. So she's like double boned him now, and but he goes along with it because he's a good guy, I guess. I keep checking my notes. I'm sorry. She says he's a boyfriend. Then we get a little bit more. She wants to take over the clinic, even though she's crap at science. And then he kind of like backs her up. He's like, yeah, I think she can she can do a science. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, even though, and then the dad is like, you can call me daddy. No, you can call me father. And yeah, so they're all good. She takes him to the station. She kind of flirts with him a little bit. And then, I've put this bit here just because it's related. They meet up again at a restaurant when he's studying with the girls, and the girls meet her too. So yeah, she knows all the girls. The thing with the dad was cool and interesting. Eventually he's going to find out she's lying. I don't know when. Probably not in this, or maybe she won't. Maybe he won't find out she's lying. Who knows? I don't, because I've not read the manga. Second half of the episode really now, and the other three girls are also taking the summer course at the college campus building thing. And they're like, no, we can't rely on you. But then they do, because they're struggling, and they all run to him for help. They're like, help, please, you must assist. But then Asami asks how he knows them all. He's like, how do you know these people? And he's like, well, I'm like their teacher, I guess, their tutor. They all come for help, and then she helps them. She's like, here's how you study better at this college prep. It's like a prep school, right? Prep thing. Whatever it is, here's techniques to study better. So then they all like her too. She's like the big sister of the group. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. She's like the big sister of the group. Because you've got the teacher, who's like the mum. Yuiga is like the dad, or the daddy, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. She's the big sister. On the way out, it starts raining, so they all go to Asami's house, and you can see through their clothes, and Takemoto's wearing the bra that he chose. Nice callback, I guess. And while that's going on, Furuhashi speaks to her dad, Asami's dad, and she finds out about Yuiga supposedly being her boyfriend, and she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get some answers, because that's what I'm gonna do. So she confronts him about it, and he's like, I can't say anything. Asami bails him out. Again, doesn't say the reason, so I'm going to assume she doesn't want them knowing she's working at a maid cafe, even though they'd be fine with it. Yeah, and then Asami says, because she asked if Asami liked her, she being Furuhashi, then that must mean Furuhashi likes her, and she's like, no, you're way off. I'm doing this for my friends, essentially. Which, isn't true. We all know Furuhashi likes him too. Even if she doesn't realise it, we know. We know that's exactly what's going on. So a post-credit scene in the maid cafe, little short thing. Asami asks him, hey, so which one you like? And he's like, I don't have time for that. I'm a study man. And she's like, okay, but what about after exams? What are you going to do then? And he's like, you know what? I don't know. So she's like, hey, I'll tell you my real feelings. Writes it down on she like squirts ketchup on the pastry or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's basically calls him a womanizer, which is a bit harsh, but I can understand how she would see that. Or I can understand that point of view, even though that's clearly not what's going on. At least not intentionally. But yeah, nice little thing. From the preview for the next episode, it looks like Sensei's going to come back, and she might be working in the maid cafe, which is everything I need in life. So next week should be fun. Anyway, join me next week for another episode of... Oh man, I read this was 13 episodes, which is kind of weird. Didn't think it would be, but it is, so, I'm not going to complain. Join me next week for more. Bye, guys.